my dear students, welcome back to my class. So in this video, I am going to discuss about the sub-classifications of nervous system. So how this human nervous system is subdivided into. If you are new to my channel and if you have not yet watched the previous videos which I had posted for the lesson control and coordination, the links of those videos are given in the description box below. You can kindly check it. Yes. So when I start talking about human nervous system, so the whole human nervous system, so you need to make a note of it. The whole human nervous system is broadly classified into three types. It is broadly classified into three types. The first one is central nervous system, we will call it as CNS, followed by peripheral nervous system, PNS, and autonomous nervous system, ANS. So make a note of it. One is the central nervous system. So make note of it. It's a central nervous system. And this is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. And this is autonomous nervous system. Right. So under these sub-classification, in this lesson, we are mainly focusing on central nervous system. So how this central nervous system is further subdivided or sub-classified? See, this central nervous system is subdivided into, that means the topics that we study under central nervous system are brain and spinal cord. We will study about brain and also the spinal cord. Under peripheral nervous system, we will talk about cranial nerves and also spinal nerves. Cranial nerves and also spinal nerves. I'll tell you what is it. Okay. When we talk about autonomous nervous system, we will talk about sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Right. So as I am completely explaining about the brain and spinal cord, so let's now not talk too much about this. So I would like to give the introduction about these two. So as I told you, the whole human nervous system is subdivided into three parts. The CNS, PNS and ANS. So under PNS, we will be dealing about, that means the topics that they talk under peripheral nervous system are cranial nerves and also the spinal nerves. What do you mean by the cranial nerves? See, this is the hardest part of our head, that is called skull. Inside the skull we have cranium, right? So people also call the skull as cranium. And the nerves which are emerging from the cranium, okay? Inside this cranium, there are some nerves which are coming out. So the nerves which are coming out of the cranium, they are called as cranial nerves. What are they called as? Cranial nerves. Very important. And below the brain, we have an extension of spinal cord, right? And the nerves which are coming out of the spinal cord, we will call it as spinal nerves. So you must know about what is cranial nerves and what is spinal nerves. So we will be not talking too much about this in this class 10, as you are going to study this in class 11. So you must know what is cranial nerves and also the spinal nerves. Moving to autonomous nervous system, as I told you, it is the under autonomous nervous system, we will talk about sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. What do you mean by sympathetic? See, whenever your body is in dangerous condition, your body will get alert. It is ready to fight against those emergency conditions. Okay. During that time, this sympathetic system present in your body will activate your body. So it will alert your body basically. Okay. When I talk about parasympathetic nervous system work when your body is in rest mode. Okay. It always keeps your body calm. Okay. So that is the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic. It will alert your body and this will calm down your body. Okay. Anyhow, these two topics we will be studying when you are entering to class 11. So as you are in class 10, we are giving more and more importance for brain and also the spinal cord. So now let me explain you about the brain in detail, because they will ask about the parts and functions of the brain and the diagram of the brain, and totally you must know everything that is related to brain in class 10th. Okay. So I hope you all have noted this. So let us now continue with brain. So when we talk about brain, let us have firstly an introduction about the brain. What is brain? See, brain is a delicate organ which is very important for our body because it helps in control and coordinating our body. So such a delicate organ, so called brain, it is protected or it is located inside a bony cage-like structure, so called skull. So skull protects the brain. Please note down the first point. The skull protects the brain. And human brain is approximately made up of 10,000 million neurons. Okay, human brain is made up of 10,000 million neurons. It is an approximate number of, that is the nerves which are present in the human brain. You must know this, children. Okay, right. And see, now after understanding so much, you must know the structure and also the different parts that are involved in the human brain. Okay, so as I told you, human brain is a delicate organ and it is protected by a hard covering, or we can say a cage-like structure called skull. And this human brain is ultimately made up of 10,000 million neurons. When we talk about the weight of the brain, the weight of the human brain is approximately 1.3 to 1.5 kg. If you are weighing 60 kg, in that 60 kg, 1.3 to 1.5 kg is the weight of your brain. Okay, so overall, whatever the body's weight is there, out of which 1.3 to 1.5 is the weight of your brain. Okay, right. So this is all about the introduction to the brain. Right. So let us now talk about the structure of the brain, very important. So you must know, please learn to write the structure of brain along with me. Okay. So firstly, you need to write a semicircle. I have also made a separate video to teach how to write the human brain, because it will be asked for 4 marks in the examination. Okay. So after writing semicircle, so from the left side, you have to go forward little bit, not to the exact center, but little bit closer to the center. From here, just go up and then twist like this, and then come down 1, 2, 3 times, then leave a gap and then float this area. Here you need to write the pituitary gland, and then 1, 2, 3. So you have to make a note that, because one is for pons, one is for medulla. So 3 times you have to go down. And in this area, let's write the cerebellum, a ball-like structure, and then cover this area. Okay, right. So now let's write the middle part of the brain. So just write the reverse question mark and enclose this question mark, and in the middle just make an into mark, and then draw this a kite-like structure, then float like this, then just rub this. Okay, almost we are done. So now just write the foldings which are present in the brain. Write the foldings of the brain like this. Okay, right? The foldings of the brain like this. Then here in the cerebellum, you need to write again the foldings like this, just like a flower. Just like a flower, you need to make this. Then just draw the lines to complete this. Draw the line and just a grass-like structure. So your cerebellum is done. So now it's the time to enclose the brain with several layers. So when I'm labeling the part, I'll be teaching about each part's significance. Okay. So right. So 1, 2, 3. Let's start from the third one. Enclose the whole brain. Then start from the second one. Again enclose the whole brain. Start from the first one. You may have to lay down like this, and then again enclose the same. Yes. Just write a oval shaped structure. So the brain is done. So for the 4 marks they will ask in the examination. So now let us label the parts of the brain. Okay. So this whole part we will call it as forebrain. We will call it as forebrain. And then remember, labeling also plays a very important role. You have to learn how to label. So in the forebrain, next we will firstly label these layers. These are called meninges. And top layer, let us label it as skull. And when you come little bit down, in the forebrain we have cerebrum. We have cerebrum in the forebrain. So you can see a kite-like structure. Opposite corners are very important. The topmost corner is midbrain. And the bottommost corner is hypothalamus. Then these convolutions which you are seeing here, this is called pituitary gland. Pituitary, pituitary gland. Then the first turning which I have wrote here, this is called pons. The second turning is for medulla. And the third, the ball-like structure which you are seeing here, this is called cerebellum. Okay, right. All these 3 things together we will call it as hindbrain. We will call together as hindbrain. Okay, and this is the extension. We will call it as brain stem. It is the stem of the brain. So this stem will actually connect to the spinal cord. Okay, so this is very important. So now I would like to explain each and every part of the brain in detail. See children, the whole human brain is broadly classified into 3 parts. Please note down. Okay, the whole human brain is broadly classified into 3 parts. Firstly, it is forebrain. Secondly, it is midbrain. And thirdly, it is hindbrain. The whole human brain is classified into these 3 regions. Okay. Let us first talk about the forebrain. Okay. I will also give the notes for this particular explanation in the description box below. Once you listen completely, you can also note those points. Okay. Right. Or you can also write as I explain. So this forebrain. What is forebrain? See, forebrain is the largest part of the brain. In this whole brain, the largest part of the brain is forebrain. Okay. So this forebrain actually receives the sensory information from all the sense organs. We have 5 sense organs, right? From all those sense organs, any information that is entering our body will reach the forebrain. The second point is all the sensory information from sense organs or sensory areas will reach the forebrain. Clear? So now this forebrain is subdivided into 3 parts. Okay, the first one is the cerebrum, which they ask in the examination. Please note down cerebrum. Okay, the sub-classification which come under forebrain are, I'll just write here, cerebrum is the first classification. Second one is the hypothalamus, and the third one is the olfactory lobes, Okay, so these are the 3 sub-classifications that we need to know about whenever we talk about the forebrain. As I have written the cerebrum as the first classification which come under forebrain, this cerebrum, what is cerebrum? Cerebrum is the part of forebrain and it is the largest part of forebrain. Remember, the whole human brain's largest part is forebrain. In the forebrain, the largest part is cerebrum. What is the importance of cerebrum? Note down. cerebrum is actually important for storing all the memory related information. Whatever right now I am telling to you, you all are receiving, you all are listening. All this information that I am conveying to you will get stored in your cerebrum present in the forebrain. Okay, so basically cerebrum is called as seat of intelligence, seat of memory, seat of consciousness. Okay, so all the memory related tasks are always related to cerebrum. Okay, remember, it is called seat of intelligence, seat of memory, and it is the center for all the information to get stored in the brain. Moving to next, hypothalamus. They also asked about hypothalamus in the examinations. So this hypothalamus actually, it regulates your body temperature. All the living organisms have certain body temperature, and that body temperature is maintained by hypothalamus, which is present in our brain. It is not only maintaining or regulating body temperature, it is also responsible for thirst, hunger. Okay, whenever you're feeling thirst, whenever you're feeling hunger, that is all been recognized or regulated by this hypothalamus. Okay, very important. Hypothalamus regulates body temperature, hunger and thirst. These three things you remember. Moving to next, olfactory lobes. See, whenever we talk about olfactory lobes, olfactory is something which is related to smell. Okay, so any smell that you get from the external environment will be identified, will be recognized by this lobe which is present in the brain. See students, it is not only that olfactory lobes are present in the forebrain. There are so many lobes. There are temporal lobe, occipital lobe, parietal lobe. But all these lobes you will be studying in class 11th. So with respect to class 10, you must know what is olfactory lobe. Clear? Right. So this is all about the forebrain. Remember, I repeat once again, forebrain is the largest part of the brain. First point. Second point, you can pause and note it. Okay. Second point, all the sensory information from the different sense organs will reach the forebrain to this region. And moving to cerebrum, it is called seat of intelligence, seat of memory, and most importantly, I would like to tell you, this forebrain performs voluntary actions. What is voluntary actions? The actions which are under our control. For example, see, you all are listening to this lecture which I am doing right now. If you don't want, you can pause. If you don't want, you can close. That because that authorities or that can be done with your action. That means that is under your control basically. Voluntary actions is nothing but any action that can be controlled by you. If you are sitting in a function, at the end of the function, if you want to clap to the speech that you hear or to whatever that happens in a function, if you want, you can do that. If you don't want, it's your choice. See, anything that is under your control, it is called as voluntary action, and all those voluntary actions are performed by forebrain. Remember, voluntary actions, the actions which are under our control. Okay, I think you have written for cerebrum also. Cerebrum is called as seat of intelligence, seat of memory, seat of consciousness. More than enough. Okay. And hypothalamus regulates body temperature. Okay. And then hunger and also thirst. Moving to olfactory lobes, it is always related to smell. Yeah. Now we are done with forebrain. Let's now get into the midbrain. See, what are you observing? Midbrain is present at the middle of the brain. Above there is forebrain, below there is hindbrain, in the middle there is midbrain. Correct. So any information that has to go or move towards the forebrain and the information that is processed by the forebrain and which have to move to the lower part of the brain, that has to cross the midbrain definitely. Because it is like a relay station. It is a center area. Any information that has to move from lower part of the brain to upper part of the brain, from upper part of the brain to lower part of the brain, it has to move through this area. So I can say midbrain is a relay station. All the sensory information that has to reach to forebrain and has to come back to the hindbrain, will pass through the midbrain. It is called as relay station. Is it only the function of midbrain? No. Midbrain also controls auditory and visual reflexes. Right now I am talking, you all are listening. You all are listening, that is the action which is being receiving through your ears is called as auditory reflexes. And you're watching, that is called as visual. So this visual and auditory, both reflexes are controlled by whom? It is controlled by the midbrain. I hope you're clear with this. Right. Moving to last part. See, the last part we have hindbrain. After explaining hindbrain, I'll get into the pituitary gland. So the hindbrain is the third part of the human brain. It is further classified into pons, medulla and cerebellum. What is the function of pons? Pons actually regulates respiration. See, we all respire and our respiration has some, mechanism. It has a pattern, correct? And all those pattern and mechanism related to respiration is mainly controlled or regulated by pons. Note down, children. Pons is responsible for regulating respiration. Okay? Right. Moving to medulla. See, before entering to medulla, I would like to tell you, the whole hindbrain, including midbrain, they are responsible for involuntary actions. What is involuntary actions? The actions which are not under our control. Say for example, right now our heart is beating, right? So I can't say my heart, wait for a minute, don't beat. I can't say the blood which is moving in my body, wait for some time, don't move. Because it is not under my control. Anything that is not under your control, which is present in your body, and all those actions are performed by our body itself, right? And those actions are called as involuntary actions. In short, I repeat, the actions which are not under our control. The actions which are not under our control, they are controlled by our body itself. And those actions are called involuntary. When I talk about medulla, this medulla performs involuntary action such as vomiting, sneezing, coughing, heartbeat, respiration. We cannot control all these things. See, when you're feeling like coughing, you cannot control your coughing. You cough somewhere the other way, right? You have to cough it at that moment. When you feel like sneezing, you have to sneeze because it is not under your control. That should come out of your body. Okay, children, you have to know involuntary actions such as vomiting, sneezing, coughing, even salivation. Okay, without knowing, if you see something which is which is of your very favorite, without knowing your consciousness, your salivary glands releases saliva. Okay, that is, you cannot control that. You cannot control that. And that action which is not under your control is called involuntary, and it is controlled by medulla. Anything you can write, the digestion or transportation of materials, they are all involuntary. Okay, right. The last one, very important, cerebellum. See, it's like a bella in your brain, a ball like structure. Don't confuse between cerebellum and cerebrum. Cerebrum is seat of intelligence. It is present in forebrain. Cerebellum is present in hindbrain. What is its importance? Please note, cerebellum, okay, it actually maintains your body balance and also posture. How I am sitting, how I am standing, how I am walking, everything is controlled by cerebellum. You can walk, in a straight, keeping your body very straightly. Or you can walk just by bending your body. Even while sitting in the classroom, your postures are different. Not everybody sit in the same pattern, right? And while riding the bicycle, some people, they bend their bicycle while moving in the curve. Does they fall? No, they won't fall. Right now, why? Because their body has balance. And who is actually providing the balance to their body? It is the cerebellum. Okay? Cerebellum provides the body balance, and it is also responsible for your posture. Posture is nothing but like how you walk, or whether you walk straightly, whether you bend your body, when you're sitting, whatever the postures that your body is representing, all those postures is controlled by cerebellum. Okay, so to summarize everything, I'll just come from the beginning very quickly. Please Just note all the points. If you want to just pause the video, pause it and note it. This is very important. In examination, they can ask you the diagram. Already I have taught diagram in separate video. If you want that video's link also will be, I will be giving in the description box. Please note that. Okay, right. So the whole human brain is subclassified into three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Okay. So I left this pituitary gland, I'll tell you. So forebrain is subclassified into three parts: cerebrum, hypothalamus, olfactory lobes. Midbrain does not has any that is subclassification, no bifurcation. Hindbrain has subclassification: pons, medulla and cerebellum. Okay, right. So what is this pituitary gland? This pituitary gland, obviously you all have studied in class 8th also. Pituitary gland is basically called as master gland. It is basically called as master gland. Why? Because this releases growth hormone, and the person's growth is definitely decided by this pituitary gland. How much amount of growth hormone released by the pituitary gland decides how tall the person is, how short the person is. So anyhow, we will talk this again under animal hormones, but I would like to include, if pituitary gland releases, I told you pituitary gland releases growth hormone. What does it releases? Growth hormone. This is called as master gland. Why? Because it can control all the other glands and the hormones released by every gland present in our body. And this growth hormone released by pituitary gland is excess than required. Person will be extremely tall. Okay, and the condition is called gigantism. I am telling you children, I will repeat this pituitary gland under animal hormones again. But to make you understand at this point of time, I am telling you. And the same pituitary gland, if it releases excess amount of, I told you excess, if it releases less amount of growth hormone, the person will be extremely short, and the condition is called dwarfism. Okay, so this is all about the human brain. To score 4 mark either from the diagram or from the parts and functions, you must know the function of each part. Okay, remember, seat of intelligence is cerebrum, body temperature, hunger and thirst is hypothalamus, smell related things are recognized by olfactory lobes, midbrain is called as the relay station, and auditory and visual reflexes are controlled by midbrain. Pons is responsible for respiration. Medulla controls involuntary actions such as vomiting, sneezing and coughing. Cerebellum maintains your body balance and posture. I hope this is very clear to you. So in the next video, I'll be explaining you about the spinal cord, wherein we will be talking about the reflex arc and also reflex action. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you find this video is useful, kindly share this video. See you all in the next video. Until then, take care.